Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, I help members of the public get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. I sit them down with one of our regular dealers. They're going to try and tempt them with a cash offer on the table today. Remember, it's their own cash, and they won't be parted from it very easily.
£200.
We're not far off.
Now, if the offer's not good enough, there's an alternative. Those same goods can be placed into a local auction in the hope that they can get a little bit more money there. Today, the show comes to you from Chester. There's a fantastic turnout here. Lots of people have brought along their antiques and valuables. They want to do business. They want to walk away with the real deal.
Stanley.
First up is proud Welshman Stanley. And on this deal with Brenda, charm and cheek don't need subtitles.
Tell me about the watch.
Well, my mother gave it to my father when they were getting married.
Right.
It was a wedding present from my mother to my father.
Yes.
And he wore it on occasions.
Yes.
Then, when he passed away, my mother gave it to me to carry on the same thing. But
Yes.
we don't wear waistcoats these days.
No.
I have worn it several times,
Yes.
and I've enjoyed wearing it. I felt very proud to wear it.
Yes.
And
Stuck in a drawer?
It's stuck in a drawer now, yes. I pull
Okay.
it out occasionally.
Yes. So what have we got here? Gold plated?
Gold?
Gold.
Gold?
Is it gold? Or gold plated?
You tell me.
Let me have a little look. No hallmark on that.
No hallmark.
It looks like a plated one to me, but let's have a look in the back. A little mark there. It's a Dennison one, and they did a lot of gold plated, and there's no hallmark, and the colour of it and everything about it. It's a little bit worn, so it tells me it's gold plated.
Right.
However, this looks gold to me. That'll be 9 carat with a bloodstone
That's right.
fob there. So this is the gold bit.
Yes.
The surroundings of the bloodstone is also gold, but here we have gold plated.
Right.
This is round about 1900, I would have thought, by the look of it. Okay, let's get some money out and see where we go.
That's lovely.
20, 40, 60, 80, 100.
That sounds good. You carry on.
120.
No. No.
That was a sort of a definite no.
Oh, yes. A deep breath. Did you see that?
I did. 140.
No.
160. And I go slower when I'm coming to the end.
Yes, I noticed that.
Yeah. 170. You have to leave a little bit of profit in it for me.
Mae ddim digon. Dwi eisiau chwaneg na hwnna.
Translator?
I know David Gwyn, but that's about as far as I go. Let me tell you about this. First of all, gold-plated watch. Is it working?
Mae hwn with you.
Oh, okay.
It is.
I'm gathering
I'll translate.
that probably means yes, it is working. The scrap value of that chain and the fob alone is probably about 160 quid anyway. But that's not allowing anything for that, though that's not worth a great deal of money. If you go to auction, if you get 200, you will get back probably somewhere around about the 170. The question is, will you get a little bit more? There's a possibility, because that is perhaps quite a desirable item, even though it's 9 carat.
Yeah.
That could be used with any watch. You might get a little bit more in the auction, but I'm not going to guarantee it to you, so it's your call.
So, you're getting pretty close, eh? You
No,
know?
I am close. I'm there.
Yeah. No. I'm sure you could have another... Move the brown one down and put one in between. You haven't got a stiff neck as well.
I'm going to do this. Right?
Take the two end ones off
Oh,
and put
for
one on it.
goodness sake.
I'm
Stanley? Dear me, let's take the money and
Oh, you're taking them
run.
as well?
No! You've got your 180, Stanley.
Right, diolch yn fawr, mae ddigon rwan.
Well, we got a deal.
We got a deal.
We got a deal.
Iawn.
We got there in the end.
In the end.
Perfect.
Okay, diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr. Or thank you, Stanley. That's enough Welsh from me. Next up, a right international mix. Scottish Helen, American Michael, one Japanese print.
Well, this is a very interesting picture. What can you tell me about this picture?
This was my father's picture,
Yes.
and he had it in the guest room and decided to retire, come back to England,
So where was he living?
in New York.
So did he buy this picture in the States?
Probably he did.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
So I've taken these out of the attic,
I see.
first two.
Did your father like this picture?
He must have, yes.
Yeah. Do you like this picture?
It's different. It's not my
It is
taste.
very
but,
different, isn't it? Can you tell me anything about it? I mean,
Japanese artist,
yes.
1939 or 1940, wood print.
Japanese have a wonderful history of woodblock printing, and this is obviously continuing that tradition. And the name of the artist is Fuchi Kotozuka, and he was working in the mid to late 20th century. Well, why are you selling it? You just don't fancy keeping it?
It's been in the attic.
Yeah. Well, I'll put some money on the table, Michael, and see what you make of it.
Okay.
I'll start with 20. £40. How do you feel about that, Michael?
No,
No?
definitely not.
You'd like to get more?
Oh,
A lot more?
quite a bit more.
Quite a bit more. I don't know if I want to go quite a bit more. I tell you, I find it quite interesting. I'll have another punt. £50, Michael. Is that tempting you any further? A little bit more?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to put any more on the table. How about if I put a £5? Now that's going to be my last bid on this picture. I feel as though I'm taking a chance on it. I quite like it, but I don't think I like it any more than that.
I think it's worth a lot more.
You think it's worth a lot more?
A lot more.
Well, I hope you're right. It could be. It's an obscure type of picture. Someone might know a bit more about it. I think probably you're making the right decision taking it to auction.
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay?
Thank
Well,
you very
I
much.
wish you
Nice
all the
meeting
very best with it, and I hope it does really, really well in auction.
Thank you.
Where now? At City.
Helen's offer was over the independent valuation. Let's hope it goes Michael's way in the sale room.
Helen put £55 in tempting crisp notes onto the table. What did you think about her offer?
I didn't think it was good.
Good enough. Okay. The estimation is £50 to £100, and there is a £50 reserve on it. Is it going to sell? Well, it's interesting, it's decorative, it's oriental. That type of material is very voguish in the sale room. I think it will do. It's coming up now. Let's see what happens.
We like this a lot. What do you say for it? £40 a bid straight away, 45 is the now. 45 anywhere now do I hear? £40 the bid's here, £40, 45 there, 45, 50 do I hear? Good value at £45, at 45, 50 anywhere now do I hear? I'm going to sell it at 45 for you happy. At 45 bids there, £45 only at 45. All quiet at 45, everybody happy? At 45 being sold then at £45 then, £45.
£45 under the gavel. The reserve was 50, but there was a little bit of discretion with the auctioneer. We have some commission to take away. That leaves you with £40. What have you got to say?
It's fun. I enjoyed it.
Not too disappointed?
No.
On the day, something that looks like it may have done better. You're going home with £40. That's the way it goes when you gamble.
Indeed it does, David. Now, let's head back into the dealer's den where there are even more Davids.
I'm David.
And I'm David as well.
We won't have
Nice
any
to
problem
meet you.
over names, will
Who
we?
knows? We can certainly remember that.
You bought me in some gold.
I have indeed, yes.
So tell me about your gold,
Well,
whatever they are.
I've always assumed they were cufflinks, golden cufflinks, and
Yes.
I've worn them on odd occasions. The story behind them, David, is they belong to a great aunt of mine who works in service for a Lord Crossfield. When she retired,
Yes.
he actually gave her those as a farewell present.
What's made you decide now to sell them?
Well, the price of gold, and
Gold's good.
gold's good. And funny enough, just this last week, my daughter got married.
All right.
We went to the ceremony. I was going to wear my posh cufflinks, if you will.
Yes, yes.
Forgot them. They stayed at home. We went there, and they were still in the drawer as
So
well.
they're not getting used,
So
are they?
they're not getting used.
They're beautifully chased on the top,
It's a beautiful
aren't
pattern.
they? Isn't that
It is.
lovely?
Yeah.
Beautiful chasing. Let's have a look at the hallmark. They've got a nice clear 18, so they're 18 karat gold. Sheffield Assay Office. And this one has a date letter for 1913.
Brilliant, yeah.
So that's the sort of date. Does that fit
That's right.
in with the
It
history?
certainly does, with the history.
So
of it.
when was the gift then? That was...
About 1915, 16, I think. So they must have been fairly new at the time.
Yes. What I'm noticing is the spacer is longer
Yep.
than this one.
Yep.
This is quite short. So I don't think they are cufflinks. I have a feeling, going back to when I was a very young man, I used to go to wear a stiff collar.
Uh-huh.
The back collar stud was always quite a short stem like that, and the front collar stud always had quite a long one. And I think they're studs.
That explains. I've always wondered why one was longer than the other, and obviously that explains.
Because I think
it,
they'd be very... You'd have to fight to put them on.
Oh, you do. It's
And
very
then
awkward.
put your shirt on.
Very awkward they are, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I think they're very pretty, and I like them a lot.
Yeah.
But I think they're studs. The problem I see with them is then they're not very practical today, because people don't wear detachable...
Collars anymore, no.
No. As cufflinks, they don't work very well.
No. But they do look very nice as a cufflink.
Yeah, I'm sure.
People have complimented me on them when I
Yes,
actually
I'm
wore
sure.
them.
When I wear cufflinks a lot, and I would fight to get those on, I think, particularly that one.
Yeah.
But they're 18 karat gold,
Exactly. Yeah.
so they have a value. Let's put my hand in my pocket and get some money out.
Okay.
There's £50 and £100, £150, £200 for your cufflinks.
Okay. We're not far off, but I think it...
220 gives me a chance. If I have to scrap them, I can get a profit. And you don't begrudge me that, do you?
I don't begrudge you a profit, no. Another slight increase, and I think we're there.
It's outrageous. I don't want to pay Shake my hand.
I'll shake your hand
Before
on
I
that,
change
David.
my mind. Done.
Thanks very much,
Thank you,
David. Thank you very much.
Coming up, a picture that divides opinion.
That's my offer, because I love it.
Well, I find that picture quite interesting. What's your thoughts on it? You see so many pictures, tell me.
Well, I'm not over-enthusiastic about it, David, if I'm being quite honest.
Someone's got to have it, but who will it be? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Chester. Now, David Ford is a man who likes a good view, but will Kevin's industrial picture supply it? On the edge of frame, the Duke and auctioneer Robert Stone are watching the proceedings.
Kevin, you've brought in this interesting industrial, historical, primitive painting. I guess it's all those things. What's the story? How did you get to own a painting like this?
Well, it's been in my family for as long as I can remember.
Really?
I'm 71 now,
Oh,
and it's always been in the family. And I inherited it off my eldest brother, who inherited off my mother.
oh, right. So it is a family thing.
It is, yeah. Now, with me getting older, I felt that my family aren't really interested in
Yeah.
anything like that. They just come in and they'll chuck it out. So I came along here and I thought, well, I'll come and see if any value, and possibly if it's of no value to anyone, they could point me in the right direction.
Okay. Well, it does have a value. I
yeah.
mean, because I think it's interesting.
I do myself,
on several
yeah.
fronts. What I like about it is, although it's painted in quite a primitive way,
Yeah.
it's undoubtedly late 19th century. And here we've got an aqueduct going across the top with this narrow boat with a sail.
Yeah, that's the thing that's intrigued me.
Now, I really love narrow boats. I had one for a few years,
right,
and
yeah.
so
Yeah, jolly
I've
good.
been all round the canals. but I don't think I've ever seen a narrow boat with a sail.
Oh, right, yeah.
You'd have to get the wind in the right direction, wouldn't you, for it to work? But it would no doubt would ease the life of the horse. But it's also an example of the period, you know, an industrial country. There isn't a signature down there. He was probably a good amateur painting what he saw. So where is this? Barton, is it you said?
Barton, yeah. This is River Irwell.
Okay.
And when they wanted the Manchester Ship Canal building and widening, they had to knock this down. This is the Bridgewater Canal.
I mean, the thing about it's not a valuable painting, but I like it. It's got a charm about it.
Yeah.
Now, Robert, cheap and cheerful,
Yeah.
primitive, but I find that picture quite interesting. What's your thoughts on it? You see so many pictures, tell me.
Well, I'm not over enthusiastic about it, David, if I'm being quite honest. But I do know that the owner of it has actually done a lot of research. So they found out all about the bridge, the fact the bridge has been demolished, all that they've picked up off the internet. So that's helped it enormously, I think. But as a picture, I can't say I'm that enthusiastic about it.
The independent value, as they're saying, about 80 to 120. What's your estimate? You obviously are not keen.
No, I put 40 to 60 on it, so I wasn't that enthusiastic,
Okay.
I have to admit.
David, our dealer, likes a picture. What is he going to say?
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll get a few pounds out and try and tempt you.
Well, that's fine.
Deal done, eh? Let's put some money down. There's 20, 40, 60, 80, £100.
Right.
Now, there's £100 on the table, which is a little bit optimistic, a little bit more than you, I think, thought about it.
Definitely, yeah.
I still feel there's potential in this picture.
You're getting excited, aren't you? Oh, here's David. He'll give you some input.
Just before you get too excited, Captain, I think I better get in here. Now, let me tell you, I look at that and think, potential, great potential. Not a fortune, but nice potential. Now, you could go to auction and we could go backwards. Others may just discard it and say we don't like it. I have a feeling they will like it. I think it's probably worth up to 200 quid. But that's my eyes. Others may differ. Barton Bridge, Greater Manchester. Lad, I like it.
Well, there you are, Kevin.
Right.
Useful stuff.
Right.
I will pay a little bit more, but not much. £120 because I love it. That's my bid.
And you want it for yourself?
I might well.
Right.
£120.
You have a deal.
Man, shaking my hand. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
That's going to be kept in David Ford's collection, I'm pretty sure. Change the frame, glaze it, and he'll sit and have a large brandy and enjoy that.
Yeah, done well.
Now, James Late likes to get the measure of things, so can he figure out what Penny's scales are for?
I know what this is. This is a guinea balance. This is for weighing accurately either guineas or half guineas. Now, do you know why you'd have to have a balance for
Not really, no.
guineas? This was invented in about 1760, this type. As long as there have been gold coins in circulation, there have been unscrupulous people who shave bits of gold off the edges of coins.
Let's see.
And because it was very important to have an intact coin, because otherwise the value of the gold would be less, all merchants and shopkeepers used to have balances. Now, before this type was invented, they'd have those little hanging pans which you could buy with weights for different gold coins. So you put the weight on one side, the coin on the other side, hold it up, see if it balanced. Until Mr. Wilkinson came along with this invention, which was much easier. So what you do is, you put your coin on there, this piece here flips from one side to the other, so if this weight is at that end, it will weigh a half guinea. If it's at the other end, it'll weigh a guinea. So as soon as you put the coin on, this goes absolutely horizontal, and then it's right. Now this little slide here will tell you how many farthings worth of gold has been shaved off the coin. So if you have to push it forward to this point, where it says 12, you know that 12 farthings worth of gold have been shaved off the coin. So, in other words, you demand another 12 farthings from your customer who's trying to palm you off with an underweight coin. So basically, you've got a wonderful little bit of engineering there to weigh your coins. And I love the way they fold flat. So you carry them around in your pocket if you're a market trader. Dating from 1790-ish.
Really?
And they were made in the hundreds of thousands. Because every trader would have had one like that or a similar sort. So we'll get some money out. And I would like to offer you 20, 40, 60, 80 pounds for it.
I've got a fixed figure in my mind.
Have you?
And it's not 8 pounds.
We're not there. We're not there.
No.
Okay. Okay, we'll try another note. 90 pounds.
No, I think I would like...
You'd like a little bit more?
I'd like a bit more,
okay.
yes, please.
I'll make one more offer. We are 100 pounds.
Just another 10, maybe?
I think not. I think I'd quite like to make 20 pounds profit out of it.
Okay, then it's a deal.
Thank you very much for bringing us along.
Thank you very much.
Measure for measure, I think that was a fair deal all round. Let's head over to the auction where Dave is about to see where the hammer will fall on our big cash giveaway.
We have a 4-piece silver-plated Victorian tea service. Estimate 60 to 80 pounds, cheap as chips. But today is a very special cash prize. It's a big one, you've been warned. Come on, get your skates on. Let's see what the tea service brings first of all, and then I'll declare to you what the competition prize is worth.
£60 bid straight away for this at £60. That's on commission with me at £60. 65 now do I hear it. 60 I'm bid at 60 and 5 now do I hear. 65. 70's here. 75 you're bidding. At £70 bids here with me at £70. That's on commission at £70. Then it will be sold at 70.
£70. Someone has got themselves a bargain.
Back in the dealer's den, Brenda's got a couple of giggling sisters on her table. But will they be laughing all the way to the bank, I wonder?
So where have these come from?
My dad inherited them and they've been in my mum and dad's garage for about 3 years, and mum told dad to clean the garage out.
Right, what have we got here? We've got 4 pieces of Poole pottery.
We have.
This is probably 30s, 40s, that sort of period. They've been going for quite a long time, but if it was before that, it would have said Carter, Stabler, Adams.
Oh, right.
And that's the stuff that we really want to see. These are more for the open market. These were for the mass market.
Yes.
Okay, you can see it's bluebirds and flowers and things, and not as intricate, so they're not as expensive by any means.
Right.
Having said that, they're worth something.
Right.
Let's give it a go then. 10?
No.
You were decisive there.
I was waiting for you to get some more out.
Just testing you. £20, that's £10 for each of you. £30.
No.
Now be careful. They're not worth a lot.
They're worth more than £30.
Not a lot. What I'm going to do is give you another £10.
No, it's still not enough, no. No.
One more. £50. Purse closed.
Right. Slightly better, but still, no.
Okay, so you're turning down my £50
Yes.
to go to auction.
We will, yes. Thank you
Enjoy
very much.
it. Enjoy it, both of you.
Thank you very much.
And giggle all the way through it.
Yeah,
We will.
Coming up, the sisters tell us what they think about their lovely pottery.
Why is Mum and Dad selling them?
Because mum doesn't want the, I was going to call it junk.
Junk?
But will they be the ones on the scrap heap? Find out later.
Where have you been? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Chester.
Early Earlier, our two sisters turned down what Brenda thought was a generous offer.
Now be careful. They're not worth a lot.
85, 90 now.
Well, the Poole pottery is now at the sale room, and the girls have placed an ambitious reserve of £80. Will their gamble pay off, I wonder?
30.
Quite a lot of frivolity going on here. We have the two sisters competing against each other to see who can talk the most. I'm not going to tell you who can talk the most. OK, you brought along 4 pieces of Poole pottery. Why are they being sold today? Why is Mum and Dad selling them?
Because Mum doesn't want the, I was going to call it junk.
Junk? Do we have junk on the Dickinson's real deal? Well, we sometimes have tat. I suppose junk is the same thing. Come on. So that junk that Mum and Dad's got, why are they selling it? They don't want it.
They just want it tidying up and getting rid of, yeah.
There's a reserve of 80 quid. 80 to 120 is the estimation. Is it going to make the 80? Well, there's 4 pieces. I'm hoping it will.
Lovely lot. What's it worth to you? £70 a bid for it straight away. At £70 a bid at 70 and 5 now do I hear. At £70 a bid at 70 and 5 anywhere now quickly. At £70 at 70 and 5 now. At 70 the bid's here.
70, it's close to the reserve.
Here at £70, looking for 75. At £70 only then. £70, you all finished and done at 70. No further interest at 70.
OK. Gamble's gone down at £70. Yeah. It's just a little bit less than the reserve.
Yeah.
What's your reaction, Julia? Disappointed?
Yeah, a little disappointed, but that's how it goes, isn't it?
That's the way it goes. Now, Lisa, what do you think? Yeah. Should you have taken the £50 that Brenda Hannah offered?
No, because it's always it's a risk into that you take, so I'm not really bothered. OK,
take it home. Pass off the treasures back to Mum and Dad.
And it's been cleaned up as well, so it looks nicer, doesn't it?
I told you she could talk. She could do my job, couldn't she? On the day, it didn't sell.
I'm trying hard to be quiet.
But we've had a laugh.
Well, as long as you've had fun, girls. And don't be surprised if you see our Bunsen twosome at the auction again very soon.
Had £50 bids here, 50.
Now let's cast our anchor back in the dealer's den as Helen's got a ship's light on her table.
No, you're shining a light on us here, are you, Matthew?
Yeah.
So, what can you tell me about this light that you've brought in?
It's a friend of mine's, it is. It's,
a friend of yours?
Yeah, he's shy to come on the show, he is.
He's too shy, is he? Oh, well, you're going to have to do the needful for him, are you?
Yeah.
So, what do you know about it? What did he tell you about it?
It's been in his family for years, it has. His grandfather had opened a restaurant in the Wirral.
Yes.
And it was in there, it was, and I think it's come from Warshire.
You think it's coming from a warship?
Yeah.
How much does he want for it, Matthew?
I've got an idea and I'm just going to try and get the best deal I can, really.
Well, we'll see if you can then.
Yeah.
Well, it's a starboard light.
Yeah.
And it's made around 1940.
Yeah.
Nice quality, like most things that were made for the sea had to be very good quality because of the deterioration, as you can imagine. And it seems to be complete, it's all there.
Yeah.
And people like to buy these things. I think they like to polish them up and put them on their porch.
Yeah.
Now, as my shop is fairly near the sea, maybe I should try and buy it.
Yeah, yeah.
Put some money on the table.
Yeah.
You'll tell me when I've put enough down, will you?
Yeah, you can keep going for a while.
How about £50, Matthew?
I'm looking for a bit more than that.
A bit more?
Well, quite a bit more, really.
Oh. Well, what about £70?
We're not there yet, really.
Not yet?
No.
Do you think I've got to try a wee bit harder?
Yeah, I'd say a little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Look, there's £90. Now, surely that must be impressing you now.
Getting a bit closer, yeah.
Getting closer, are we? Matthew, look, there's £100. I think that's not a bad deal. What do you think?
I'd say a little tiny bit more than that.
Am I going to have to open my purse again?
Yeah. A little.
110. Now, look, I'm doing the best I can here, Matthew. What do you think?
Yeah, that's reasonable. I reckon
reasonable?
Yeah,
a good deal?
With that, yeah.
We're having a deal?
Yeah, he'll be happy
well
with that.
done, Matthew. I
Cheers.
hope he's happy with it.
Yeah, he will.
I think you've negotiated long and hard for him.
You were a bit of a tough nut there, Matthew.
Hi, Julie.
Hi.
And our sisters are back with more of Mum and Dad's unwanted china. Can they leave today with any money from David Ford in their back pockets?
It's quite a pretty plate, actually. It's quite nice, and it's reasonably early. It's clearly marked on the back here. It's got the impressed Moorcroft mark, made in England, and the Moorcroft squiggle. signature. It seems to be all right. There's just a little crack there that sometimes these things, the glaze just gets cracked. That one actually has a little crack. The people that buy Moorcroft from me want it to be
Spot on.
perfect, because there's quite a lot on the market. It's possible to buy totally perfect pieces. But it's quite a nice plate, I have to say, and it's an unusual collection of flowers. This probably dates 1935, 1940, that sort of thing. It's early-ish.
Yeah.
So what's a Moorcroft plate like that with a crack worth, you think?
Hundreds and
Thousands, millions, priceless.
Well, I get some money out on that basis. I think you're frightening me.
Don't be frightened, we've not
20.
started yet.
£20. Don't like that.
No.
£40. Don't like that. £60. Now you're getting...
We don't like that.
Don't like that.
No.
Don't like that.
Not warm yet.
That's 80.
You're going to have to do this.
£80 for your Moorcroft plate with a crack.
No.
With the
no,
unusual flowers.
With the
design.
unusual
And
flowers.
a beautiful blue glaze on
You're
it.
good at this, aren't you?
We are, yeah. We're getting more practice.
So £80 is on the table, isn't that?
No, it's not tempting yet.
I mean, lovely as you both are,
Thank you.
I actually don't think for just a plate I want to pay any more than that.
I think I'm quite prepared to take it to auction. What about you, Sam? Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? We'll try auction.
Lovely meeting you both.
Thank you very much.
Peace.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Right, it's back to the auction for our sisters. They do say once bitten, twice shy. But will they be successful on their second visit to the sale room?
Is it not something you would prefer to keep?
We would like to have kept it, but Mum and Dad want a holiday and it's theirs to sell, so...
So you're selling on behalf of Mum and Dad.
Yeah.
They want the dosh to go on holiday.
Absolutely.
Okay. It's here in the sale room. The estimation is 100 to 150. The reserve is 110. Now the question is, this is the gamble of this show, is it going to make the £110?
Hope so.
And don't
Fingers
forget,
crossed.
there is commission of about 15% to be deducted, so it might be a close call. You turned down 80, you think it's worth more. Are the girls right? Let's find out. It's coming up now.
£80 a bid straight away. It's £80. 85 is the now. It's 85 anywhere now. 85 bid there. 90, 95, 100, 105.
You see, it's running.
105, 110 with me, 115 you're bidding at 115, 115 your bid.
It's over the reserve at 115.
At 115, 120 is the now. At £115 bids there at £115 and will be sold then at 115, 115.
£115 under the gavel. We have some deductions. I make that £97. First of all, what's your reaction?
It's better than what we were offered originally, so yeah, I'm quite pleased with that.
Satisfied?
Quite pleased, yeah.
And Lisa, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm satisfied because it's more than what we were offered. So,
What about Mum and Dad? Will they be happy?
I'm sure
I
they
hope
will.
so, or else he's going to
Otherwise, you're in trouble.
Absolutely.
Okay, so on the day, £115 under the gavel. Take away the commission. They're going home with £97 for Mum and Dad, and that is the real deal.
Coming up, one seller needed Dutch courage to come in with her bedspread.
What made you bring it along today?
Well, we're having a glass of wine.
Will there be champagne flowing by the end of the deal? Find out in a moment. Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Chester. It's the final deal of the day, and Lynn's hoping to say nighty-night to her stunning bedspread.
Well, Lynn, this is something else. What have you brought here?
It's a bedspread.
Yes.
And it's from Gibraltar.
Yes.
In the First World War, which my granddad fetched back. And my mum's had it for such a long time, and it's been in a wardrobe.
In the wardrobe?
In the wardrobe.
I cannot believe you would have something as stunning as this and not have it on your bed. Because it's totally unfaded. It's graphically, it's stunning. Now, I've seen many Chinese shawls of this ilk, earlier ones. They made them prolifically in the 19th century. So this is a 20th century and it's a very Japanese pattern. So I still think it was probably made in China, but the pattern is entirely Japanese.
Right.
But this is a stunning, stunning pattern. The colours are mint. And inside we have this amazing turquoise, which is a very symbolic colour in China as well, turquoise. What made you bring it along today?
Well, we're having a glass of wine, and Jill just said this was...
Your friend?
Yes. Yes, and Jill said it was here today, so I just said, well, I've got something.
What was your reaction when you saw it coming out?
I was very astonished, yes. I thought it was beautiful.
And did you encourage her to bring it along?
I did, yes. She wouldn't have come if I hadn't brought it today.
You weren't tempted to buy it off her?
No. I haven't got that much money.
Well, I don't know. How much do you want to sell it for? Do you know? Have you got an idea?
I have got an idea, yes.
Oh, do you think I'm going to measure up?
Well, probably.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, I better put £50 down. £100. Not a glimmer. £150.
No.
Am I nowhere near?
No.
£200. Am I getting closer?
You might be.
Oh, maybe.
You might be.
I don't know. 220, how's that? Is that appealing to you?
No, I think it's a bit more than that.
A little bit more?
If you change that blue for a red.
If I change that blue for a red, we'll have a deal?
Well, I might do.
Well, you are one good dealer, I can tell you. Well, how about another 10? So that's £230. Here's David with some advice
So
for
it's
you.
Lynn and Jill.
Yes, Lynn, yeah.
What you've got there seems to be a realistic offer of 230. But in my opinion, I think it's worth a bit more. Look at the quality of it. If you were to go anywhere overseas today, from Hong Kong to Tokyo, and you wanted to buy a present, you went into a store, you couldn't come out with that with under £500 or £700. So I'm going to say to you, it's a cracking buy for our dealer at that price. I think there's a reasonable chance it could bring more in the auction. But if we can settle today, and if we can ask our dealer, would she be prepared to tilt the scales a little bit?
If I make it up to £250, now that is my last word on the subject.
Okay. I'm going to say the offer is probably on the money.
Yes, I think so.
I'm nervous to send you to auction. I believe someone could fall in love with it and maybe pay another £100, but maybe not.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, taking me to 250. No, do we have a deal?
Yes.
We have a deal?
Yes. Yep.
Thank you very much. You're a canny dealer yourself. I don't think you needed her help.
No, probably not.
Thank you very much.
Well done, girls. The deal is done and everyone seems happy. Can the same be said for our other dealers? Brenda let the watch go for £70. She still has the fob chain, so isn't yet to make a profit. David Ford is turning the collar studs into cufflinks, and the oil painting is hanging around with him for now. James measured up the scales for £120. Helen sold on the ship's lamp for £130 to hang in someone's porch. The bedspread you just saw her buy remains unsold. If you'd like to get the real deal for your antiques and collectibles, log on to our website at itv.com to find out when we're visiting your area. Come along to the show and maybe you could be a happy seller too.
We've had a cracking day here in Chester. There's been loads of action, lots of buying and lots of selling. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you.